Welcome to Game Set Matchup, the podcast where we talk everything partnerships, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Welcome to Game Set Matchup, the podcast where we discuss all things partnerships. I'm your host, Greg Watts, and please welcome our guest today, Cherrie Lo, Senior Manager, Business Development and Marketing, Concierge at Fortnum and Mason. Cherrie, hello and welcome.
Hello everyone. Thank you for
Hello.
having me here, Greg.
Oh, thank you for joining us as ever. You're a very dear friend and partner of ours, so thank you for joining us on the podcast. Well, starting with an overview and an introduction, obviously we know each other. Perhaps you can tell our listeners a little bit more about who you are, your background, including your role as a global chocolate judge, your current position, and a little bit more about Fortnum and Mason. Not that it needs much introduction, of course.
Absolutely. Yeah, so my name is Cherrie. I'm born and raised in Hong Kong. I moved to London 9 years ago, and because of chocolate. And the reason is the chocolate simple like that, because all my life in Hong Kong, I take care of the branding, the partnership, the business development for different brands in Hong Kong for a chocolate brand. My last job was Pierre, it's a French macaron and chocolate brand, and I took care of his business. So right now I'm having little three hats, and the main one is at Fortnum Mason. So I've been here for over 5.5 years, and I take care of their corporate partnership, corporate business, and business development and corporate marketing. And so that's why we work with founder and a lot of business associations or a lot of membership club for building a new business partnership and also the business development side. My second hat is chocolate. As I mentioned, that's the reason I moved to London. So right now I am a board member of Academy of Chocolate. I'm also a grand jury of a lot of chocolate awards and Great Taste Awards and Academy of Chocolate Awards. And around the world, I used to fly around the world to taste and judge chocolate. But it's huge, like palate heavy job for the
But I think it's worth also saying for our listeners that if Cherrie doesn't know them, they're not worth knowing. I'm not talking just about chocolate or about Fortnum Mason. You know everybody. I mean, you literally,
Oh.
I mean, you are like the madam networker, and you literally know everybody. I mean, you have all of London kind of wrapped up in your black book.
Oh no, well, I got a lot of connection from you, Greg.
No, quite the opposite, actually, quite the opposite. Well, look, I really want to ask because I know once again our listeners will be keen to hear. Have you seen Fortnum's approach change when it comes to creating partnerships in the time that you've been there?
Yeah, I think like back in the days, when I started, it's right before COVID. So during COVID time, it's very limited what we can do, but we put everything on digital platform. Like you meet people on a digital event or a digital webinar and a digital exhibition as well. I remember, but back in the days, a lot of time it's just about one way, very easy one dimension partnership. Like I place a newsletter in this PA platform. I give an offer to this a business association, but this is just one way. I know what I have to offer. I think you might enjoy it. I think like if I give you this, I might have new business opportunities. That's just one way. But since like after COVID, after everyone want to come out and that everyone want to meet and everyone want to experience things, and it become more collaborative, more engaging, and also for the brand wise and different brands or company we work with, they want to create something experiential and win-win for sure. And so I think like that is the changes I have seen in the last 5.5 years.
So kind of moving, as you say, more into kind of the experiential in person. How do you create kind of a more longer term, deeper,
Exactly.
enriching experience?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's more collaborative. It's not just like one way, I want this, I want to sell this. Here you go. It is, let's see what we can bring to the table and then make it bigger and bigger, more than what we imagine to starting point. So yeah.
Well, I must say that is something which is incredible with Fortnum's, which you told me about. Actually, you've been doing for over 300 years, or Fortnum's has been doing for over 300 years, which is continually innovating. I mean, you
Yeah.
created the Scotch egg, you
Mm.
created, and then you've gone on to create, well, most recently, bubble tea. You've got
Yeah.
your distiller, your gin and vodka distillery. You've reached
Yeah.
part of your shop floor to be an experiential kitchen. You're
Yeah.
constantly innovating, and but you do constantly also have experiential at your very heart. I mean, you really should be known as Fortnum Experiential Masons.
That's actually really good. I think like that's one thing I really love about Fortnum's is not only is it really such a prestige brand, it's a British essentially institution, but it's really relevant to the modern world and relevant to a lot of people. It's not only when it's gifting time we think about Fortnum's. It's daily time. I have my tea from there. I have my preserve from there for the sandwich, and I have marmalade there for the picnic. So it is really relevant. And as you said, we opened the food and drink studio that was possibly more than a year ago now. We revamped the whole floor. It used to be gentleman floor that we had a barber shop even. But now we revamp it as a food and drink studio because we want to open this chef's world to people. First, give our chefs as a showcase and stage to showcase and shine what they can offer, their know-how, so people can be more relevant to see what I'm eating actually from this chef and how do they make it. As you said, like the gin distillery is not only a display. We distill our gin 100 bottles a day, from distilling to labeling, bottling up. So yeah, we just want to be more relevant to everyone.
But it is fascinating. And this we'll come on to our next question in a second. I find it fascinating from a kind of point of view that you are one of the world's, certainly the UK's, but if not one of the, you are one of the world's most luxury premium brands in the entire world, right? And
Mm,
you would think that such a premium, super, super ultra premium brand would be very, very strict with how
mm,
it creates partnerships. And to an extent, you are, but equally, you're always open to trying new things. And that's very unusual for such a high, premium brand. And I
yeah.
must say, I can't think of any other brands in your top region that are so open to creating new partnerships. But you've been going for nearly 400 years, so maybe that's one of the reasons.
Yeah, absolutely. We're trying to create another 300 years ahead as well, and then keep it continue. So I think you have to move with times, you have to be
Mm.
open-minded, and you know your goal, you know your worth. However, I think for one of the partnership key message or like key motto in my head is always I know myself, I know my goal, I know my worth, the company
Mhm.
wise, but I always put others first. Like I put my partners first, and then we match what we can offer, and then sometimes I might feed ideas into there, but they may also feed ideas into me and that I didn't think of. And then we can just like inspire each other and make it really out of the box that is aligned with the branding, aligned with the key KPI and what we want to reach. So I think that is very important.
Well, you and Fortnum's do what, in my opinion, is one of the most important elements of creating a partnership, which is you go in open-minded. And yes, you
Mm,
have a goal. We all have goals, whether it's certain revenue or certain strategic stuff or commercial, whatever it might be, we've all got goals. But I think some of the best partnerships are the ones where you're not entirely sure what the outcome's going to look like. You've
I
got your
know.
you've got your goal in mind,
Mm,
certainly in focus, but you enter into it into a spirit of exploration and kind of curiosity. I'm
yeah,
not entirely sure where this is going to go. I'm not entirely sure how it's going to look, but I'm going to give it a go. And then
yeah.
often beautiful things come.
Yeah, absolutely. I think like sometimes as that's what inspiration is from. And you find a partner, you have you match with the basic things like the factual thing. I have this and you have this. Okay, how we can make it together. But also I think it is really good to work with someone really open-minded as well, and let's inspire each other, let's challenge each other, and let's find something even better than what we originally in our handbook before the meeting.
And as you say, let's do it together because we're all taught 1 + 1 = 2. We're not really
Yeah,
1 + 1 does equal 2, and therefore, what's that expression? The sum is greater than the parts, or but it's true. It's true. But
absolutely.
we'll link to that. Very much linked to this because after all, partnerships are the lifeblood of businesses.
Mm.
What's your definition of a business partnership? And we've kind of talked about it, but how do you go about creating them? I mean, how would you create a partnership from scratch, for example?
I think as I said, I always we know what we're offering. We know
Mm.
our products, we know our factual fact sheet, what we can offer and what we want to achieve. But I always put others people first. I always want to see what you want to offer, what you want to achieve. because I know what I have and I just want to hear from you. And then I find a suitable matching for you, and then we can discuss more. Because a lot of time it's like salesperson as well. Marketing, business development, sales is very connected. Myself as marketing background in all my career life back in Hong Kong, and I think that equipped myself not only sales focused but more marketing focused. The reason is, and the benefit of this is I can put other people first. I understand what you want to achieve together. And then I fit what you might want to hear and what might suit you. And that actually make me having a more long-term and opened road of the success in future. But instead of this is my price list, this is my product, there you go. It's just more like it sells, but because with my marketing background and the branding, and I do things more feminine way, maybe it's more like an in-depth way. So yeah, it's just more open-minded, and then to find a mutual win-win, it has to be win-win situation together.
Well, like you, my background's in marketing, and we're kind of taught as marketeers, one of the first things that we're taught is to understand the desires, needs, wants of our target audience, and then build messaging, products, services around what that person wants. Which I always thought, surely doesn't everyone do that? But it is interesting actually. Often kind of old school sales, whereby, as you say, they take this is my product, this is the price. Not interested in you necessarily, but do you want it? But and then they're surprised when someone's sort of like, well, not really.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes like for us, when people might not need what we offer, but when we try to put them first, and then I can hear, okay, actually, there might be something you might need. So we are feeding them idea. Actually, this might be good for your gifting. This might be good for your members, and then we're feeding some idea to them because I know what I have, but because I hear you first, so I can fit in the box and or fill in the banks. And so I think that works much better. And then they will think like, okay, wow, yes, actually, this is something I didn't think of, or it is make my thing even better. It's better offer for my members because everyone think from their own shoes, right? Or like for their own benefit. So I think that is really like a long way for success.
Well, you go in, I mean, you do this. I've seen you so many, I've seen you firsthand over quite a couple of years, 2, 3 years now. The first thing that you do is you go in and you listen, and which I also do. And you ask questions and you listen.
Mm.
And then because you know what you do, I know what I do. So there's no point in us selling that or positioning that. It's, as you say, it's listening to what do you want? How do you run your business? And then, as you say, coming up with ideas, and then say, well, maybe what about if have you thought of this? And they say, oh, actually, no, that's a good idea. Let's try it.
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. And also like being curious and being open-minded also benefit me in the long run because that might be something I don't know. I thought I know what I can offer, but actually I might have something else in my other pocket.
Well,
And so I
how,
think that is good.
well, how on earth can we all know everything? So
Exactly.
it's, and I think some of the best partnerships people are the ones, as you say, who are the most curious, who want to learn more, understand more, become more, and
Yeah,
you don't know where you may end up.
absolutely. That is the thing.
Well, again, linked to that, what would you give your younger self starting out?
Mm.
Perhaps the do's and the don'ts of partnership development.
I would say, even as in life as well, be generous in
Yeah,
terms of your time, your effort, and sometimes your cost. And if in a like reasonable way, it's be generous for your own time, for your own effort first. Don't think of, should I go to this event? It doesn't really suit me. Yeah, about I think you never know. First of all, if you're generous to people, people feel supported, they would mutually want to support you as well. And also you might open another world that you never know. You might have a lot of new network that you didn't know you actually need, or actually you might want to tap in. You learn more about the world and about different market, and it's a lot of unexpected opportunities. So be generous, time, effort, and cost. And don't have closed mind. Don't shut the door in a very early place, much earlier than it should have to be. So yeah, don't have closed mind. Don't shut the door
that's
earlier.
really that's really beautiful and such profound advice. Be generous with your
Yeah.
time, with your cost, with with
Mm,
everything. Just be generous because being generous also feels good as well. And you're not
exactly.
going in with a set agenda. And I guess it goes back to what you were saying earlier around
Mm,
if you're being generous, you're being curious. You're not going in thinking, oh, this is what I'm going to get out of it, because that's very rigid. That surely is a sale. That's not
mm.
a partnership approach of
Yeah.
where could this go?
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of like put yourself in a volunteer mode at
Yes.
all time, whenever you can. It's your time, it's your effort, but just put yourself out there and then be open minded and receive and give more so it's to give.
I've never heard of that before. That's such a good piece of advice to go with. Put yourself in the mindset of a volunteer.
Yeah,
You're not going to get anything. You don't go into it thinking you're going to get anything back. Actually, think about what you can give and how
yeah,
you can make other
exactly.
people feel better, do better, live better.
Mm.
And what beautiful things can come from that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think like especially nowadays, everyone is the time and the effort, everything is countable. It is a cost to them, and everyone is so busy. And when there is a certain people you feel like, wow, they're really supportive, they always be there, you naturally build a trust, you naturally build a friendship, and then you naturally wanted to engage more with those kind of like the positive person. So I think, yeah, that is the thing I would talk to myself if when I was younger.
What you also said there just links really neatly on, which is trust. So
Mm,
be generous, but then from the generosity comes the trust, and that
yeah.
that you can trust someone, that they're going to be there, that you're going to be there, that you can fail together. You can be
Mm,
yourself with them. It doesn't matter what you say, how you behave. Well, not how you behave, but it doesn't. But you can just be yourself with them, and you can trust that they're not going to judge you. And actually, that must be the cornerstone of any strong partnership or relationship is trust in business or personal life.
absolutely, yeah. At the end of the day, it's about interpersonal skills, in interpersonal communications, down to friendship. It's just like you're meeting someone next door at your labor or like on a bus. It's about friendship.
I couldn't agree more. It is about friendship, and that and with friendship that come you want to spend time with those people. You want to
Yeah.
be with them. You want to do things together because you're friends with them. You enjoy them, and at the heart of that
Absolutely.
is trust. Um,
Yeah, absolutely. And when you're passionate about things, when even you're volunteer or you be generous about your time, you need to be passionate about things as well. And passion, it is something I think it really attract people and give credibility of people trusting you, trusting your business, trusting your service, trusting you to start with, and then how you can grow my business using my members or like the network. So yeah, so be our add-on now, be passionate and be generous.
I
Generous.
Again, sorry, I will come on to the next question, but you're making such brilliant points, which is when you're passionate, it does bring the trust really easily because people can see that you're not trying to sell. You're
Mm,
being passionate about something that you love, that you're passionate about, that you want to
yeah.
talk about, not sell,
Mm.
just talk
No,
about, engage with.
it's
And
something you believe in.
yes, and
Yeah.
as a result, people will want to learn more, get to
Mm,
know you more, come closer to you, do things
yeah,
because you're passionate. And people pick up on that, right? People
absolutely.
they pick up immediately if you're passionate versus if you're more on a script.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well,
That's a really
again,
good point.
linked to that in terms of culture, because I love asking this question. What are your top tips when it comes to creating high performing teams and winning cultures in partnership?
Yeah.
How do you
I think
instill
like within
that?
that is really, really good point. As a part of the leadership as well, like within the team, there is so many different generations
Yeah.
and something from fresh grad from university, someone who really experienced in the field as well. I My take will be you need to engage with them and you need them to feel involved and you need to listen to them and also using their comments to improve the whole situation. And at the end of the day, we want to grow together. And when they feel more engaged and when they feel more involved, that is not only your project, it's our project. How we can give every little part of what we have, our own talent, our own network, our own ability to build this together, to grow together even further. So I think that is just very important to be open-minded as well, to work with a high performing team.
How do you this I haven't asked you this question before, but let me see what your take on it is. You touched on kind of younger people and
Mm,
different generations. There is a generation which is more used to using social media and perhaps doesn't come into
mm.
the office as much and perhaps isn't more physically present. How do you find, or what would your guidance be with that generation when it comes to creating partnerships who are more used to digital form of communication and
Think I try to let them see the beauty of in-person
yeah.
communication. And because a lot of they grow up with communication, they grow up with like social media, digital platform, never need to see the person for my whole life, but I make a lot of business in between. But I think ultimate partnership in this is down to people to people. It's not only a brand and a brand. If without people, two brand won't do anything. It's just a brand,
Oh,
right? So you need the people to glue them together and build it blossoming together. So I try to involve them in the events and encourage them to go out to the event, meet people, and even I host a lot of event at Fortnum's, encourage them to come as well. And then they feel like they start from, okay, this is my area, this is my home. I can welcome people. And then when they feel more confident and stronger in their personal skills, and then they go out to meet new people as well. But not only let them see the beauty of humans and people connection is more, as I said, I want them to get involved and feel involved and feel that, okay, I can contribute my take. I can contribute from the younger generation. They are really smart. They are really relevant to the modern world and a lot of great ideas. Some ideas we, as a more experienced person, we think, it might not work. But actually, no, it is my own mindset. I want them to feel involved and I listen to them, take in their ideas and improve together. If it doesn't go, we grow, we learn, and then we try other things. But at least they need to feel, I want them to feel involved. That's how we can grow the team in a better moral and then better performance and passion, better thing. They being passionate about it and people feel it.
well, pardon kind of repeating what you said, but that again, that's so, to use your word again, beautiful, is showing them the beauty of in-person events. And actually,
Yeah,
I guess it comes down to the psychology of, to change a behavior, to an influence a behavior, whatever it is, you have to feel it, you have to be part of it. You can't just be told it, you have to experience it. And
yeah.
and that's a lovely line. I get them to feel the beauty,
Indeed, it is.
then they see. Well, wrapping us up today, if I may, one last question, and I could talk to you for a great deal longer, and we have spoken for a great deal longer, but on the podcast, what do you see the future holding for businesses when it comes to creating partnerships together? And what, if anything, will you and Fortnum and Mason be doing differently? I mean, what does the next 300 years hold if we had a crystal ball, for example?
Maybe it will be more collaborative than ever in
Yeah.
terms of within your team to start with, and then within different departments and outside within different partners. And nowadays, actually, I find it very fascinated. I came across a lot of a business network event and networking group. So they're membership based, but they don't have a site. It's not like a site and then you go there to meet people or attend the event. They are fluid, but they work with different restaurant, work with different hotels. So every time the members we're talking about could be 300 members or could be 150 members, they group in restaurant A, restaurant B, restaurant C. But a lot of them, they will suggest this is a networking event, but I don't want you to talk too much about your business. You can introduce yourself, who you are, where you're from, what do you do, and but make it as friendly environment. I want you to build a friendship. I want you to build the relevance, and I want to build the community and the connection together. And it is very interesting because you spend your afternoon on a weekday time. Of course, you want to give as much business as I can, get a lot of linking connection as I can. But the goal for them is like try not to talk about too much about business. And then I try to understand the rationale. Actually, back to what we said, it's about people,
Mm.
human connection, trust, and they want you to create a friendship because before you join the event, join the members, they will interview you. They make sure you are like-minded individuals that will benefit the whole membership. That's why you are invited or you become part of the community. And then I think like moving forward, that will be a trend for lots of partnership that like the networking event, you need to have a lot of experience, and then to give the chance to have people build friendship, build a trust, even is the client build a trust to me or to my brand. And it's not only just a factual sheet. This is a product, this is a brochure, beautiful showcase, and it's just about you trust me, you see how passionate I am, and I want to understand what you want and how we can help together. And yeah, so that will be definitely more collaborative than ever. I think that will be the trend to go.
Well, Cherrie Lo from Fortnum Mason, we could spend a great deal longer talking to you about this, but just want to say a huge, huge thank you for joining us on Game Set Match Up. Thank you for your friendship, trust, partnership, and looking forward to doing this again in the next few years where we can see perhaps what's happened and how things have evolved. But thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It has been always a pleasure to talk with you, Greg.
It was a pleasure for me. Take care. All the best.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks for joining this week's Game Set Matchup. Tune in to hear more about the need to knows and the do's and don'ts when it comes to creating successful business partnerships.